Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am the Sarcastic Barman. I've been away, but now I'm back, and it's Saturday night with the Shills, and we've got everything your heart could desire. We've got Thunderbolts, we've got Flat Earth tests, we've got a generic theatre. What the fuck, Tatty, have you sent me here? Jesus Christ. But we've got all the things you're going to want, and we've also got only 3 inches of sag. Okay, that's going to be an amusing one to go through. But speaking of 3 inches, let's go over to Dick Dawson with tonight's news.
You fucker. Thank you very much, Fireman. Now, tonight in our ongoing news series coming out of Ohio, we've got the Chillicothe, Ohio Gazette reporting that local UFO enthusiasts are having their 2 minutes of fame. Now, there's no word yet if Jason Smith or his PayPal link are involved in any probing of any kind, but if any donations are requested, we will be keeping you posted. Thank you very much. Back to you, Sarcastic Barman.
Fucking hell, that was worth it just for that. I hope everyone's doing well tonight, and I may as well ask Dick, how are you doing this evening, Squire?
Doing great. You know, keeping up with the news out of Chillicothe, Ohio is really like stressful because there's a lot going on there. And that guy, that Jason, he keeps coming up. I don't know, but I am on it. I am there for the people, and I will not let it up.
Thank you very much for keeping on top of all of that. So we don't have to, because, yeah, we're lazy. Well, particularly me. Let's go around the block and let's say hello to Kevin Kennedy, DeadKennedyInSpace. How you doing, Squire?
Hello, Space Cowboys. I'm doing all right. How are you?
Yeah, it's going good. The pub has been so goddamn busy tonight. It's been mental.
Oh, yeah?
Yes. So I think we did more tonight than we did on the bank holiday Friday for the weekend. I was like, what the fuck has gone on tonight? Lots of takeaways, wood-fired pizza oven going well, few drinkers in, and lots of sambuca sold, which is even better.
See, ever since the other day we had a kind of like a meltdown laughing at the things the subtitles were saying. And today you introduced us by saying, welcome to racing at the Sarcastic Beaumont.
Nice. I hope someone screenshotted that. If not, I'm going to have to go back and get it because that's a good one.
It was good stuff. But yeah, no, I'm doing good. I managed to put out a video despite having not having all of my equipment to me just yet. So if anybody wants to, the second part of Witsit Doesn't Get It is up on my channel. Have a look at that.
Nice. At least you managed to video. I've not put out a video in ages. I really need to get some videos done this week. But unfortunately, I'm off to Wales next week. Well, this week. So I won't be about for poker tomorrow. So Krafty Keelah is going to look after that. So we may as well turn to the Krafty Keelah and say, Krafty! How you doing?
Barman, you're an asshole. Seriously, you're an asshole. Okay, yep. Poker. That's gonna be fun. I've been hosting it with Tatty for the last 2 weeks because you're an ass. And no, it's great that you're busy, and I can't wait to have you back properly. So yeah, I'm good. Was chilling yesterday. I was able to just relax and enjoy the stream because I'm a bigger fan than I am a debunker. And yeah, pub chat was fun. So I'm looking forward to the next couple of weeks. There's the Iron Society is going to be starting, and a lot more sociology side of things is going to come out of me. So yay!
Cool. Nice. Looking forward to that. Well, speaking of pub chat, I will be there to do some silly voice off because we got cats this week. That Jane's conspiracy cats person. So I get to talk like this, and we'll do a chat box travel chat off. So yes. Hopefully everyone will enjoy that.
It's going to be awesome.
It should be a fun one. But from the Krafty all the way over to the Aimee! How's it going, Aimee?
I am doing great. How are you, Barman? It's good to see you.
Going well. Good to see you too, Chick. What's going on with you? What's going on in the world of Aimee? And Matt,
not too much. We start school this week. He just starts half days when he does go back, but that's good. But everything's going good. We're looking at some great shows coming up. Autism is all set and ready to go for next week, so I'm excited about that. Oh, we got some good shows coming up too.
Awesome. Looking forward to it all. Then turning to the man who randomly turned up in my pub the other night, ordered some food, then complained that it was far too awesome and he's going to have to come back, for fuck's sake. Colon, how are you doing?
Oh, I'm still reeling from such a fantastic steak I had that night. Yeah, it was fantastic. Awesome, great. Barman, you are a decent chef.
Thank
I
you.
wouldn't say you're brilliant yet, but I'll have to make a second visit to prove that.
To be fair, you only had steak, so it's not much to come on.
Yeah.
I have had several comments, though, of when are you bringing your daughter back to my pub? So
Yeah. I'm starting to wonder if the locals can stand another session with my daughter being around, because didn't they drink the bar dry, waiting for her to come back down the stairs?
They were, yes. Yeah, they stayed literally waiting for it to come back down.
Oh dear. Anyway, other news. Life is just fun, dandy. I took a nice little trip out today and went to a major shopping centre where people were not following the damn rules. Wear your damn masks. Walk in the right direction, please. Don't walk at me as I'm walking down, following the proper procedure. I don't know why. I've got this slight OCD issue. I'll follow the rules. I'll follow the set pattern, because I think that I don't want to be spitting on people or anything like that, wearing a mask properly, and they don't give a shit.
Yeah. Well, I'll be fair. I'm guessing you went to shopping slightly up north from where I am. I went to Cardiff last week for shopping with the wife. They don't even have to wear masks over the border in Wales, so that was a bit of a shock. But at least we can get a third perspective on this, because we can turn to the man who's responsible for most of the videos tonight and say, Tatty, what the fuck is going on in Scotland? Do they have to wear a mask?
Yes, unless eating or drinking.
Fair enough. And why have you picked said videos that I've seen and I'm thinking, what the fuck? Why have you done this to me?
Well, what can I say? After last night's angry selection, I thought I'd chill for a wee bit on you and go easy, and then I thought, nah, fuck that. So you've been landed with another, shall we say, selection. Ably assisted, I have to admit, by the colon.
Oh, God. So I can blame you both for this. So I'll go from one blaming person to the other. God damn you both.
Just blame me. I don't care.
All right, then. I'll blame you both. It's fine. But let's turn to our guest tonight, and I'll start with the person who arrived first. He's big, he's yellow, he sits on a bouncing ball. It's Critical Cripple. How are you doing, Squire?
Good evening. It's the middle of the night. Why do you do these things in the middle of the night? And why do you sound far too sober?
Myself, dude. I'm in the same country as you. Well, I think I know.
I know. It's terrible. I'm doing fine.
Cool. I'll have to find out where you are and we'll arrange for a pint one day. That'd be quite cool. What's going on with your channel? What's going on with your live streams? Because I do see notifications for your live streams and bits like that. I think I saw a couple when lockdown was a bit more thingy, but it's been so busy I've not kept up this last month. But tell us about what's going on.
Basically, well, as our lockdown has been restricted, I stopped doing daily ones, so now it's just Tuesdays and Fridays in the evening. 9:30 UK.
Worth a watch. And 9:30, that's just as I shut the bar as well, which is even better because we've gone for an early time this year. Anything good coming out video-wise on your channel that we need to be aware of?
What? No.
All right. And do you have facepalm protection for tonight?
Oh, absolutely not. I intend to knock myself out and fall asleep.
Well, please make sure you're at least 4 foot back from your screen, because we do not take any personal liability for you punching your screen when we play videos of flat earthers. And for an example, their survey water level, which you know is going to be fucking stupid.
Fairly warned.
Good. That goes for everyone in chat as well. And then turning to our other guest tonight, we've got... By the look of it, I'm trying to look at his avatar and trying to decide what that is. It's either a dead dog or a beaver. I'm not too sure. Andrew, please explain what that avatar is.
Well, unfortunately, I have no idea what that avatar is because I forgot my reading glasses, but it's actually a Professor Blue Tits standing in for a young
Well, Professor Blue Tits, I would like to point out that you sound very similar to that gentleman off. Is it the one of those comedians that do those impressions? And it's all about the drink and the raw and they went over there and or a bit like Boris Johnson. One of the two. I'm not too sure. But what's going on with your channel, or what's going on? Because I don't think I've ever spoke to you before.
Well, I should point out that I did teach Paul Whitehouse elocution when he was a young man. I don't have a channel of my own. I've recently gotten through reading the thesis of Anthony Riley, and I'm considering suing him for waste of academic time.
Well, as well as the suing back of academic time, I would also, for the loss of brain cells that have been involved with having to go through that. Because I know Kevin Kennedy, he went down 4 jar sizes after doing that thesis.
Well, unfortunately, the act of reading it aloud did cause my assistant Barbara to come up in a boil so enormous we're having her lanced next Tuesday.
Oh, fuck's sake. I can't do straight. That's awesome. Thank you very much. That'll do. Right. I think we better look at some of the videos for today. As I've just spoken to you, Professor Blue Tits, I'll give you the choice of a few cheeky beverages tonight. You can either have, what should we go for first? You can have the 3 inches of slag. Oh, I don't think it says that, but that's close enough. A survey idea, or a crazy chick flips out in Barnes and Noble. What would you like to see first?
Well, I assume, excuse me. Sorry. I assume the 3 inches of slag is a small Welsh woman, so I'll go for that.
Oh! My wife's Welsh.
I'm sure she's very tall, probably.
Oh, fucking hell. Well, that'll be in video number 3, please, Tatty, from the channel Flat Earth Tests. Only 3 inches of sag over 570 feet. 12 hashtag test. Oh, good God, it's going to be shit, isn't it?
Okay.
I can hear from Colon's side, he probably picked this video.
Maybe.
Enjoy.
All right, so what we got is at the beginning point, I had 2 foot 1 1/4. That's way down there by the mailbox. In the middle, I had like 2 foot 4 3/8. So it's yeah, about 3 inches. I could probably get it a little bit tighter. I could. This is a 15-pound test. I'm going to try and get it a little bit tighter just to see, but I think it's over 500 feet though. But you can see I took the ribbons down to get it as straight as I could because it had like 7-8 inches of fall with the ribbon on there. But so we're measuring it right here. So this is hold on, this is 250. Okay, we got 50-foot increments, so we're starting at 200 foot right by that ditch. All right, I'm gonna stand right here and you go on. This is, yeah, no, don't pull it up, bro. Just walk on down. Walk on down.
Well, that's just not going to work, is it?
Well, I'm coming to the side. When he's looking up at those cars in the opposite direction he's looking now, that doesn't look flat to start with. That looks slightly uphill. Is that just me? Is that just my perspective and the fact I've had a few pints?
That
I thought I saw it a
seems
little
to be
bit.
the case. I don't understand. You're going to prove the shape of the Earth by measuring over a man-made road?
What the hell?
Like this is worse than when they use a warehouse floor and think that a warehouse floor is actually level.
Well, clearly it must conform to the Earth.
Yeah. Since water finds its level, why don't they do this over frozen? Oh, never mind.
That's one of the biggest grudges, though, because MC Toon points out that level in an architectural term and everything like that doesn't mean flat. It just means it conforms to Earth's curve. And I hate it when flat earthers go, yeah, it's level. Yeah, it still means it's got a fucking curve.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
If it's level on a curved surface, it has to be like equal following it, and that is like, oh, come on, guys. I want to see where he goes with this, because there's going to be some moment where he's just triumphant and proud of himself, and that'll be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can I just interject here with the simple fact that this is Brian Leakey? So not a lot of people spotted that straight away. Globomom, well done. Yes, we do have a way of getting to his videos, and believe me, it's painful. It's really painful, especially when I have to go through Ranty's channel.
Well, Colon, do you mind if I ask you a slightly delicate question?
Certainly, sir.
This young Brian Leakey does he have a formal diagnosis?
I believe it was tested out with a plumber, and yes, he's leaking.
He's leaking, but his brain is functioning, I'm assuming, or not assuming. Because I'm curious to know whether this is him at his best, because I don't know whether I should be angry or proud.
He's never at his best. That's the whole point of this.
Well, then I think he probably deserves some credit for tying his shoelaces.
They're Velcro.
Oh.
I've just got a quick 2 bits. One, the title of this video is only 3 inches of sag over 570 foot. Now, if we're going to take the the fucked up of 8 inches per mile squared, then over a mile it should be 8 inches. So over 570 foot, which is what, a tenth of a mile? We're getting
less than 3 inches.
Yeah, so we're getting a lot. While we're all pondering that, I'm sure I just saw the skeleton going about. So do I need to go to Aimee? Because I haven't got the chat open.
Yes, please, we do. We have a super chat.
John Rat, stop sending super chats.
Oh, no, you can still send super chats.
John Rat for Australian $2. Multiply that by 2, please.
Oh!
You're there, Matt. Krafty Keelah rules the normal chat, which is you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, John. We love you. And everybody, please give John Rapp the traditional John Rapp welcome.
Love it. John, you can't see, but I'm giving you the finger like everyone else. Go on then. Who else had more points to make on this? And do we have anything on the 10% of a mile and we're getting more than drop than we should get?
Why is he choosing to do it that way on the road rather than the curved way? If you're going to use a fucking road.
Yeah, the graph would be a better option because it's not going to be as level. You'd go to a field, wouldn't you? Something that's not been as artificially altered.
I do have an answer to that. Flurf logic. Flurf logic.
That is true.
I feel those words should never go together. I feel this is not close enough to anything logical.
Logic.
You can say Flurf logic because everyone understands that Flurf don't have logic and their logic is just backwards thinking of everything. I started watching a bit of the Plan a Walk, Seek Truth, Speak Truth, and Nathan I'm a Wank Bag debate today while in the kitchen. I was like, the fuck? I watched their intro and thought, there's nothing they can do after this. And it's just the Flurf logic of, yeah, this should do and that should do. It's like, well, that was all covered in the intro. No. Oh, fuck's sake. Flurf logic, go away.
All right, let's see how much further this guy's Flurf logic goes, shall we?
Sorry, muted there. I'm going to play this next bit a wee bit quicker because it gets hella boring.
Ready, and stop. Alright, so where you're at is 300. We're tied off that second toe down there. Okay, alright, that's 300. We're just checking the sag in the string line. This ain't proving it. Ready, and stop. That's 350 where he's at. It's not to prove the shape here. It's just a proof of concept. This line's way, even this cheap thin line is way stronger than we thought. It's definitely worth doing the water test over 3.5 miles. Okay, what's that, 350? Alright, that's 400. Alright, that's 400. Ready, and keep going, stop. That's what, 450? Alright. Ready, a little bit further, a couple more feet, and stop. Is that 500? That's 500! Shit. We got
Man, we went...
Sorry, I just had to comment on 2 things. First of all, they are using very, very dodgy measurements there because it's not exact. And the second thing is that they're using a measuring tape. Now, if you've ever heard a Flurf talk, about real science. They will tell you that you can't do real science and real measurements with man-made objects. A measuring tape is a man-made object, therefore they're not doing science.
Well, again, so is the road. Like, do they not know that when a road is built, they have to tear up the terrain underneath? Sometimes they alter the terrain underneath to create a hill where there wasn't one before.
Oh no, they have no idea. They don't understand scale.
They really don't.
Flurf logic. Hashtag Flurf logic.
You know, I'm no scientist, but I believe without the lab coats, they're not going to have the sort of success they want to have.
You think the lab coats is what they're missing?
I think the lab coats is what gives you a sense of authority when it comes to measuring things, especially if you're discovering that you live on a hill. Well done, boys. You fucking morons.
According to Anthony Riley, that's what the Milford test concluded. Was it the Milford test? The one where people thought they were electrocuting people?
I know the test you mean. I don't know if that's the right name or not, so I don't know. Someone in chat will probably say it now.
Oh,
Probably.
I remember that was in his thesis. He spent ages on it, a whole paragraph with one sentence, and it was like the Stanford experiment, I think it was.
Yes.
He mentioned Stanford, but he mentions the other Milgram, the Milgram experiment. He mentions both of them. And he seems to think that the conclusion of the Milgram experiment was white coat equals authority.
You see, whenever I wear a white coat, Barbara won't let me electrocute her, so I don't know what the basis of that is. And I try.
Apparently, the subtitles say the Milgram experiment was white coat equals 8:30.
Well, he's measured 500 feet, and now at some point he's got to do something where he gets his big gotcha moment, right?
I doubt it. It's just going to be I don't know how to science moment.
Well, but he'll think it's a gotcha moment.
Oh well, let's work
that'll be
that.
funny.
500 feet. It's going to be what? Less than 1 inch of actual curvature.
Right.
Let's see how much he gets. Because he's on a fucking hill.
He doesn't get a lot, believe me.
Oh yeah, this is. You're going to enjoy this.
But we went way too far. Yeah. All right, 500. Let's go. Huh, man. A little bit further and ready and stop. Whoa. That's 550.
How did he go from where he was? It was
550. Ready. All right.
He's looking at where the guy stops.
You might as well just keep going to just keep going to the end.
Just to send him further.
A little bit further right there. Yep. All right, whoa. All right, 550 and
What is he measuring?
570. Let's see, 5.
That's my point. That was my last point.
Measuring. I thought
You guys just figured out what he was doing?
I thought he was using the ruler to try and work out the level in some way.
Oh no. This is just a preamble.
Right, okay. Right, let me get this straight. So he's measured the 500 odd foot or whatever by moving the tape measure along and going, yeah, you stop now and I'll walk to the next point. Then you move again. So like when you're a kid and you've not got a ruler big enough to do the whole page, you end up with that little fucking kink every time because you never get it perfectly right. How's he going to measure the angle? Is he going to stand there with the tape measure again going, yeah, that looks about that? Because this is not fucking any definition of science. This is what I'd expect a 4-year-old to come up with. For fuck's sake.
You've seen Bright Leaky before then.
Yeah. This is the kind of thing that you could fail preschool over.
I'll be honest, because the resolution is not very great. At the beginning, for a moment, I thought the guy with the measuring tape was a child. And I was like, oh, that's the only person he could convince to do this stupid experiment with him.
But that's why I was saying there's no exact measurements because he's just dragging the tape along and guessing as to where it stops, and then dragging it further until the guy who's narrating, I suppose, tells them to stop. So there's no actual direct measurements. Even if they were trying to get direct measurements, there is none because they're just dragging the tape measure along the fucking road.
Basically, there's absolutely no point in them showing us this. Because at the end of it, they're going to tell us there's a measurement, and they've got this entire chunk of a video showing us that it is inaccurate.
Yeah. And there's no reason to be making this measurement because what he's doing cannot help him get to where he wants to go. It's ridiculous. Colin's up here.
Yeah, right. Now you spotted the bit about the tape. I just want to say that Brian Leakey says that he is a land surveyor for buildings and driveways and stuff like that.
He is in his hole.
And he has a theodolite. So why the hell isn't he using the damn thing?
Because it's up his ass.
Well, wait, do we know that he has a theodolite, or did he say he does?
Oh no, I've seen a video with it.
Oh my
He's
God.
actually got one.
Does he know how to use it?
No.
What does he do?
So-
Put a little fuzzy thing on the end and use it to clean the toilet? Like, what?
Flare logic.
Oh, more scotch.
I don't think there's enough scotch in the world to deal with this shit. Fuck my life.
I'm
More
waiting.
scotch and more measurements, but the word measurements in about 16 quotations.
Yeah,
But
well,
I am-
speaking of which, should we let this guy improperly measure a road for no particular reason anymore?
I think the professor was trying to get in first.
Please do.
I'm curious as to how he's planning to measure the drop. I'm assuming he's just going to put the camera at floor level and then hold a tape measure up 500 feet away and try to guess the number. Or perhaps use polarized light or laser beams like a proper scientist. I don't know. It's flat Earth is a science all of its own, Scott.
I'm going to take the guess that he's going to stand at one end, have a piss, and measure how long it takes his piss to travel down the road, because that would be flurf logic.
Genius!
It would accomplish more. Like,
Do you know, the scary thing is it probably would to time water coming down to track, right? If water moves at this sort of speed on this level at this humidity, we can work out that the angle should be this because of how fast the water's traveled. Would probably actually be a better measurement than whatever the fucking shit he's going to do.
It's still not going to help you work out the Earth's flat.
I don't get it. I bet when he finishes moving the tape measure there, Critical Cripple, I bet there's a big glass handily filled by Riley waiting for him to finish this experiment.
Probably.
Allegedly. Shall we
Yeah, what are we doing? Are we tossing this out, or do we want to see the?
No.
Do we want to laugh at this big gotcha moment?
Yeah, let's see it.
Tossing
Let's
this
see it.
out, tossing this out my arse. You ain't getting it that fucking easy.
573. 573 altogether. Whoa, stay there. And yeah, so this is what we was doing. He's got it held out at 50 foot. And we just did 50 foot at a time. So this is like almost 600 feet, man. And we got a little over 3 inches of fall in the middle. And it's not pulled all the way tight. Look here. Look here. It's pretty tight, but it ain't that tight. Look at this, man. Had about 3 inches of fall with my instrument. It's really not that damn tight, man. See this? I mean, it's pretty tight. I could probably get it a little bit tighter, but hey, will you go ahead and just unwrap that? And if you could not break it, then not break it. But if you got to break it, that's fine. But yeah, so you know, 3 inches, not even all the way tight. I'm tired of doing this shit. It's proof of concept. I got some thicker line. I'm gonna test that to see which has got more sag. But I'm guessing I could probably get it down to.
This is actual bollocks. How he thinks he's proven anything. So he's measured about 600 feet, because his measurement skills are fucking wank. If I was using this guy's measurement skills, I'd have a 15-foot fucking cock. So he's got this fucking string that's from one end to the other. He says, well, it's not tight. It's got a bit of sag. So how much sag? Where is the sag? How do you know it's level if it's got sag? Nothing on this makes any sense. That no one would take this as anything apart from you're a moron who doesn't understand anything. I get very worried that people understand these people that think they've got anything, because this is nothing. This is just an idiot proving he's an idiot.
Here's what I really don't get when he says that the line isn't all the way tight, and I'm like, then tighten it. Like, you're right there in front of it. This is not impossible to do. Untie one end and retighten it.
I don't think this guy could build a cube with a set of children's play blocks.
I don't think he knows what a straight line is.
Yeah, if it's not tight, then what's causing that droop?
His wife?
No, that's drooping somewhere else. That's drooping somewhere else. There, Dick.
Lack of Viagra.
I think 3 inches has been fucking generous.
And yeah, and he got that 3 inches of sag, right? Is he saying he's like, I don't understand what that means. What does he think the sag is caused by?
Yeah.
Density.
Yeah, because it's sagging upwards.
I just forgot that density and buoyancy formulas require the G in it. Hopefully that G doesn't mean anything important.
Oh man, that's the old scientific rhetoric of Newtonian gravity. The current scientific priests don't even use that anymore.
Oh, don't get into fucking snapping.
Einstein broke the wand.
Yeah,
something reification fallacy.
Oh my god.
Well, I assume I'm not the only person who's completely confused by whatever. I mean, all he's told us is how long a piece of string is, from what I can work out.
And he's got that wrong.
Yep.
He's managed to get that wrong. Brilliant.
Yes.
I got it.
Again.
I got it. What he's doing is measuring how long the fishing line is on his rod. Because that would actually
go with that.
It might work. Like, he might actually come to within, 20% error margin. But otherwise, curvature, I mean, oh man, the only thing he measured was his IQ, and holy fuck, did he overshoot the mark.
See, I was going to say, he's got a piece of string that is X length, that he's obviously tied to a post at the other end that we haven't seen as yet, and then tied to a post at this end. Would it not have been more sensible to mark on the string where it was tied and then just measure the fucking string and then work it backwards from there and then see what fucking angle have we got, and then use the theodolite that someone said he's got to actually measure the curve of the ground to see that he's on a hill, because that really looks like a hill. I'm sure it's not only me, but this experiment is bollocks. It's absolute wank.
He's a funny man. Should we let him finish?
Do we have to?
Sorry. Yeah. The poll says we do. So there, what do you do?
I'd probably get it down to about 1 inch and 500 foot. That's probably what it's rated at. I don't know. Bob will never paid $1,000 either way when he said 300 feet with no sag. The other guy who said he's a professional fisherman his whole life. I understand that. I mean, except for the fact he doubled down, made me feel like he was calling me out. But I thought I've been fishing my whole entire life too. I grew up on the river, grew up surfing and fishing on the river, had a boat my whole life. And man, in my mind, I thought it'd be sagging on the ground too, just like the construction line does. We use that almost every day, and it starts sagging after about 50, 60 feet, sagging a little bit. This fishing line, however, it surprised the shit out of me. It goes a long way. It's not proving nothing, but what it is proof of concept that it's worth doing.
Well, he knows it. I mean, he said it right there. It ain't proving nothing.
Except the concept, apparently. Whatever the fucking concept is.
It's proof of concept.
The only thing he's proving is what a moron he is. Should we let it just finish? Should we let him just finish? Because I have a feeling he's wrapping up.
I've got a feeling he's going to walk straight into that dead end sign.
We can hope.
That would be a funny ending.
Speed him up a wee bit as well.
Long distance test with the string floating on water. We're going to sink the string line. We're going to sink the string line in the middle of the 3.5 mile stretch. We're going to sink it down 1.5 feet. Okay? We're going to pull it tight till it snaps. If it in the middle, we're going to have a camera, and it's going to be 1.5 feet under the water. So if the water is curving, then then it'll gesture downward. Okay? Doesn't have to go all the way to the bottom. Just has to gesture downwards. That means the water's curving. If it tightens up and gestures upward, just even a few inches. I mean, if it makes it to the top, then the water's flat. But if it even gestures up a couple inches above the 1.5 feet depth that we sink it to, that means the water's flat. So this test is definitely worth doing. It's not going to be easy, but it's the only way to do it. We're going to do that. We're going to do the survey, the orthographic survey with 4 snakes at a time, and that's the only way to do this in reality without crying refraction. You know, here people on both sides, you know, with excuses. You know, I guess they're all legitimate in their own way, but we're going to eliminate that. We're going to find this shit out for real. Tired of playing games. Peace out.
So the issue that comes to my mind immediately is, how is he going to walk to the tape measure mark and have the guy keep walking if they're doing it over water? His whole methodology falls apart.
So is he actually trying to disprove the bulge or show the bulge in the water?
I think
is that what he's been going on about with all this time?
I think that's what he's saying. It's a proof of concept for that. Yeah.
Oh, crap.
That's proof fucking reality.
And the channel is called Flat Earth Tests. Like, if this is what you got, wow.
He just debunked himself 3 times on that stream.
Yeah.
Ranty would be proud.
Oh, yeah.
But again, if he's only going 574, how much fucking curve is he expecting to see? This is something
right?
that others don't understand, that there's fuck all curve over 1/10 of a mile, even over a fucking mile. I'm sure
that's just...
Go on.
Oh, that's just doing a topographical survey of the terrain. That's not measuring curve.
Yeah, I'm sure there was in a chat once, and someone said, planes have to dip their nose to go over each mile. So, do you know how much a plane would have to dip its nose in degrees? No. So, well, if you work it out, per mile, it'd be 0.002 degrees of tilt of the front of the plane would be enough to get it over that first mile. And then after that, really, you're only looking at the second mile, which is the same again. It's just going a curve. That would give it its curved path for Earth. And like, well, no, it's got to be more than that. Well, why? The maths doesn't say it's got to be more than that. Well, because otherwise my worldview doesn't work. Well, fuck you. Your worldview's fucking bollocks.
It's an odd thing to say, though, because a plane maintains its altitude by flying through a constant relative air pressure anyway, so it doesn't have to dip its nose to maintain altitude. It just goes by the air pressure.
Yep.
Yeah. And it's not as if planes keep an exact altitude either. There's going to be that slight, we're a slight foot or whatever. As the air pressure changes around them, as wind blows towards them, to the side of them, to the back of them, to the front of them, as their chin slightly adjusts, as more ice builds up on the wings, it slightly changes the weight of the fucking plane, so it might dip more as the ice defrosts, as a sunbeam hits it, so it might rise a little bit. But no, flat Earth, no, they keep perfect level. No, they fucking don't.
Wait a minute. Wouldn't their logic on density explain why a plane would stay level around a globe Earth?
There is no logic.
Because it would stay at the same point all the way around.
That is true.
Yeah. That's awesome. I just want to do a little impression of his neighbors right now. Honey, Bill, come here. The fucking idiot's at it again. Look.
I fear it might be more sort of, darling, get away from the window.
Yeah.
For God's sake, he can see you, darling.
No, I still think it would be. I still think it would be more of Cece's wife. Fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Somewhere there's a different angle of this whole experiment filmed through someone's window, and it's on World Star Hip Hop.
Ooh. And in the background, you can hear someone on the phone to the psychiatric service again. He's out there. He's tying string to mailboxes. He's lost his bloody mind again. More scotch.
More scotch.
Well, we've got lots more to pick from. Barman, what are we looking at?
Oh, well, as we're talking to you, Dick, we'll give you the choices for the next one, and then I'll get Critical Cripple to pick what will probably be the last one. So, would you like 10 reasons, survey water level, or Mighty Mouse? There you're
Well, I think we should keep a little bit of a theme running, and so why don't we do the water level?
Oh, what's even more amusing, this is from the same channel, Flat Earth Test.
Oh, fuck, of course it is.
God damn it.
And even better, this is, as Tatty's put it, definite chipmunk candidate. So I think we'll better start with the chipmunk candidate there. So video number 2, Tatty, Flat Earth Test, survey water level, please.
I'm opening the gong poll right away.
Where's Blue Marble Science for that facepalm warning? Please, just be careful with the monitors.
I can't even do a Blue impression.
Let's light this dumpster fire.
Here we fucking go.
Hey, this is Brian with Flat Earth Test, and I have a new channel, and I have a lot of good things to bring. And my first one being, I'm going to survey the x-axis all the way down the coastline to test if water bends. I am doing this test neutral. I've got my own opinions, but I will say this. Everything, most of what I thought I knew, I did not. And that bothers me. So we need to rewrite the books, and we need to get evidence, solid evidence, one way or another.
He's just a natural people person, isn't he? It's like he's reading from cards behind the camera.
He looks about as comfortable on camera as Zuckerberg did in front of the Senate.
Right? Oh my god.
I wish that was his real voice. That's brilliant.
Well, I think he's so comfortable because he's just sat on his theodolite.
I've got to say a lot of people wish that was his real voice because he is an obnoxious person when in chat. Whenever he's on Jose JG's, he literally screams and rants at people all the time. It is hilarious.
If he squeezes that chair anymore, he's going to break it.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny.
At least get a marriage proposal.
He's the kind of guy that uses a large teddy bear to make sure his butt cheeks don't touch each other.
Barbara just told me a joke, which I think is quite good. She said, he's such a big asshole, he slides down bar stools. Oh, Barbara, you cheeky bitch.
Hooped it. Well,
I love it.
More?
Some more, everyone?
Oh, yeah.
And I will be accepting comments, and I'll probably give some feedback. Please keep it clean. And whatever the results turn up, do not get upset one way or another. I did not make where we live. I'm just going to give an accurate test. And if it turns out to be, I'm not getting anything for doing this, but I've seen some videos with $10,000 baller challenge. I don't expect, and like I've seen $100,000 thing. I don't expect to be collecting. The way I'm leaning towards, we've went almost a mile, which is totally insignificant. I've got to finish the test, but just from what I've seen and why they've hidden stuff that they have hidden, and why they have disinformed us, like even a mainstream Discovery video or something, I found like giant holes in that. I'm like, why? Anyway, besides my philosophies, my thoughts, my opinions, I'll try to keep them to myself and give you the facts. And I'm going to finish the survey down the coastline of Florida. I'm going to give you a quick explanation of how I'm going to do it. It's pretty solid. I've given it a lot of thought. And, maybe it'll turn out that I will get something for this, but I'm not getting anything for doing this. I'm doing it because I want to know. And I don't want to hear, anybody degrading me, because I was on that side of the fence not long ago, and now I'm on top of the fence. Maybe leaning one way, but it's like this. It is what it is, and it's, don't be a bench warmer. That's what I call them, bench warmers. Is if you're not going to get out and do experimentation or double check anybody's experiment, because I'm not going to say lie. I've seen what I think to be lies on both sides, but it's maybe disinformation. They may be just quoting what they think to be proof positive. But we're going to get straight. And I have several more good experiments coming up. We're doing one at a time. And a bench warmer is somebody who criticizes, gives their expert evaluation without even getting up out of their seat. So don't be a bench warmer. Anyway, so my experiment is I'm in North Florida. I own a small concrete company. And I've been, I live just about 15 minutes from the beach, Atlantic Ocean. And I have been using equipment like this for...
Did you see that drawing? This guy has clearly gone to the Daniel Pratt School of Flurfical Masturbation.
Oh, it's just the entire crap at the start. How much of this video have we actually watched?
You don't want to know.
No, go on.
How much?
4 minutes.
4 minutes. He hasn't actually got to his main point yet to tell us about this experiment.
Channel monetized.
There's another 16 minutes to go.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
What?
Yes. So he is absolutely poisoning the well. He's trying to get the audience to, and one of the reasons why he's on camera is he's trying to get the audience to connect with him as a reliable source. That I've heard lies on both sides, and trying to be the arbiter of both flat Earth and normal people. But that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to connect with the audience and say, I am a reliable narrator. I'm independent. I'm just doing these tests to prove to myself, so you should trust me. Yeah, no, you are definitely one-sided.
But unfortunately, he has the cold, dead eyes of a retard. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have used that word. Moron is the word I was looking for.
Moron is a good word.
There's a lot of good words for this fucking guy.
He's an empty house.
The windows and doors have been blown out.
He's a few pints short of a barrel.
He's a whole barrel short of a pint.
A stroke short of a wank.
Oh, for God's sake. Moving on.
Shall we?
And other lasers, you name it, every 30 years. And, I've been measuring flat, the flat ground. They survey, different elevations, all that stuff. All I've worked on is flat level grounds with concrete. I did the majority of the St. Augustine seawall that they constructed not long ago for the St. Augustine School for the Deaf and Blind under subcontract. But said that, I'm going to give you a brief explanation and put a lot of thought in this. And a couple more things. One is everybody doing their own experiments. Be careful, because one little thing can really throw you off and give you false results one way or another. I'll give you an example. I'll tell you what. Just be very careful. Listen to the comments, and whoever's watching this video, I ask, just keep an open mind. Because at first I was a little bit upset, been out of shape, and then I started seeing it, and I got past that phase real quick. And now it's like, if we cannot find the curve, okay, that's excitement. So everybody thinks they're going to be out of jobs and all that. Okay? Do you understand? I hope so. But if you read, let's say, anyway, I hope you get the picture. If not, it shoots elevations relative of each other. So the concept I come up with is that I'm going to take and go up the beach about 200 foot, and I'm going to stake a story pole in the ground, and let's say I'm going to start off, let's say, 3 foot. Let's say I got my instrument set. I can't really dictate unless I do a bunch of math each time. So I'll start, hold on. So I set the transit. I shoot the story pole straight.
He's going to turn that page over and it will say, help me.
The last words before his brains died.
I've been watching his blink patterns. It's totally Morse code.
So just to double check with Tatty, did we skip forward there then?
Oh yes, we did.
Yeah. So how far did we skip forward?
10 minutes.
So we're up to 10 minutes of a 20-minute video, and he's only just starting to actually make his point. Before that, it seems to have just been poisoning the well, talking crap. Yes, I do this, I do that. I'm the normal person. It's like, no, you're not. You're a fucking dickhead. So
it's worth bearing in mind from his previous video that he did mention in here that he does own a small concrete company. Just FYI, he couldn't figure out the road thing, but he does lay concrete for a living.
Wow.
Did anyone else pick up that he said flat and level? Because anyone who understands, if he is someone who understands proper architecture and things like that, you should know that flat and level are not the same thing.
That's ridiculous to even think that. Should we slow it down now that he's got to the point?
Might be a good idea.
Yeah, give him a minute.
I just want to say one thing in regards to poisoning the well. I'm going to say he's not quite poisoning the well. He's priming. He's priming the audience to expect certain things, but poisoning the well is more specifically make the other side look bad. This is more just, I'm an honest guy. Believe me, I'm really into this to seek the truth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, good point. Yeah. Well, let's let the dumb man speak and let's actually see what he's got to say and then rip it apart.
It's basically, like I said, a tape measure. A stiff tape measure that stands up, and I get 3 foot, and then I shoot. I'm going to be doing it real close to the water because the ground doesn't mean anything. Because if you were shooting on a downhill slope, that you'd basically come up with the conclusion there is curved. If you're shooting on flat ground, you'd come up with the conclusion there is flat. The ground doesn't mean nothing. We're testing the water. So when I'm done with my benchmark, I'm going to come back to the beginning and...
For all they talk about assuming the position, he just assumed that flat land exists.
Yeah.
It's not in that. He should know straight away whether the land he's looking at for doing the survey test is a flat piece of land, an uphill piece of land, a downhill piece of land, a curved piece of land, a round piece of land, a fucking hexagonal piece of fucking brain cell crap that he's just spat out. But what I'm getting from this, he's going to do a 3 foot line above the water to another 3 foot line above the water, and then do what? Because you may as well just be on what you understand as a flat piece of land, because it'll be a flat piece of water. And how's he going to compensate for waves and tides and fucking anything? I'm not even going to get into it. These guys are nutters.
Well, this is a classic example of yet another fucking moron having no concept of scale. We got Colin with his hand here.
Yeah, I was just going to say, Barman, he's actually trying to do what is classically called the try-thinking level experiment. That means he's going to do this over 3 positions and trying to show that it's all level across. Problem is, he's not doing it far enough. He's not taking into account the small variation that's going to be apparent with the arc that's involved, and not the fact that it's above sea level height.
Sorry, Krafty, go on.
I'm just saying, I think what hurts the most about this video, other than, the toxic bullshit, is the fact that he has about as much charisma as a cinder block.
Well, I love it.
His tools have got more charisma than him. All of them. Every single one in the toolbox.
Especially the dull ones.
Oh, I love it. So at least we figured out what he's doing. But yeah, has he said what distance he's doing it over, Colon, or is that?
I think it's about half-mile segments.
Seriously, is that it?
That's it.
Fuck my life. Yeah.
It's painful, isn't it?
It is.
I do love it. Ugly German Truths says in the chat, that was mean to per blocks. It was, but this is painful. Just like a cinder block falling on your head.
Yeah. All right, then. Shall we let the cinder block continue?
Do it.
Check my benchmark in relative to the water, and my ending benchmark relative to the water, maybe 10 miles down, maybe 4. But I'm going to test them at the same time, so the tide is not a factor, because the tide rises up some, in and out. And so I've put a lot of thought into this. and I'm going to try and settle the argument, but I do have other experiments, good ones, arguably better than this, but so you probably start to see the picture, especially if you're a surveyor, you're waiting on me, so here we go.
He's not thought about this, because if he says, oh, it's 10 miles, oh, it's 4 miles, I'll do it at the same time, so tide's not a factor. What? There is no tide over a 10-mile area? Of course there's a fucking tide over a 10-mile area and a 4-mile area. There's going to be differences in that water regardless. These people are fucking morons.
Well, I have no scientific training whatsoever, but I do believe that if you plan out your experiment in pictograph form, you're bound to get some inaccuracies.
Oh, the vote is getting close. People are not really into this guy. It's getting very close.
Hurry up and vote, everyone. This guy's a nut job. I want to get on to something more interesting.
Let's just get right back to him then, because I'm sure that's going to push it over the thing, you know.
Well, wait, is there a follow-up video where he drowns?
Unfortunately not.
That's a damn shame.
And surveyors, one final thing is, y'all were taught to, with the geodetic long-range survey, and it would be, and going 200 foot at a time with this survey, setting up my tripod as I go down. So basically, I'm going to say I get 3
pause.
I think this will be the last pause.
Yeah, I just want to point out he's actually mentioned their geodetic surveys, which require you to actually carry out a survey and mark it as a sphere.
Yeah.
So he knows for a fact that he's talking utter bullshit.
Oh, I love the fact that Google's pulled your paws up as balls, which is even better. Now, I don't want to sound mean to any of our southern North American brethren that might be watching this show, but that accent just makes me want to think he's a fucking moron to start with. I'm really sorry, but it's just something about that voice trying to do anything scientific.
3 foot.
I just feel like he's going to be cooking meth in his kitchen.
But Barman, to play devil's advocate and make the North Americans feel better, well, it'd be bad if you talk like this.
No, that would be just as bad. I would still take that as a moron.
All got their rednecks, baby.
What if you stick Van Dyke?
Florida man is the equivalent of Scouse, I believe. The thing.
Yeah. See, this is the. If it sounded like you, I would
Colin's not
more
gonna
of
like
that
that.
and pay more attention. and
Colin, get him.
Scout is just as stupid.
Oh, Professor. I'm Scouse.
Well,
technically, I'm Scouse too.
You hide it well.
Oh, cool,
is what I'll
great.
say.
Hide it well.
I spent a long time away from home.
I mean,
Yeah,
do you
why
have
do you-
a Bristol? Do you have
Why
a
do you think
garage
you hide
full
it?
of? Do you have a garage full of car radios from the late 90s?
Yes.
No, but I think I've got your hubcaps.
Son of a bitch!
You're not Scout. You don't talk like this, innit? Scout, eh? Calm down.
Got beaten out of me down south.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Well,
Why do you think? Why do you think
it's
they learned to
selection
hide
time.
It's so we can steal more hubcaps.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Oh, well, thank God for the gong. Dick, you were trying to say?
Well, I think it's selection time, and we got a couple of doozies here.
Oh, we do. Critical, you've not picked a video this evening, so you can have the next choice, Squire. You can have top 10 reasons, but I'm not going to tell you what those reasons are. You can have... No, we're not having fucking that one. You can have top 10 reasons, or crazy chick flips out, or you can have Mighty Mouse. They're your choices, Squire.
I've got to go with Mighty Mouse.
Ooh.
Yay! Finally, someone did.
So this is from Real Von Helton. So I'm not sure whether I should be giving that more of a German accent or not. We'll have to see the internal notes. Chipmunk friendly, but it's not from YouTube. And Colon picked this, and apparently Tatty nicked it.
Oh yes.
Really quickly, before we start the video, am I the only one in this chat who knows who Von Helton is?
I don't know
I
who
think
they
you
are.
are, Kevin. I think you are. I spotted him, and yeah, I had to go off YouTube to get this guy.
Well,
He's
fun fact, he's an old Defoe winner, like second or third.
Nice.
Yes.
So we have that going for us.
Cool.
Oh. Well, let's have some of him.
Give him the podium. Let him step up and earn his shot for this year.
We'll be right back after these messages. I don't think anyone would argue with me when I say that mice love to chew on wiring and insulation.
Anybody disagree? Anybody? Yeah, of course not. We all know this, right? They love
this already. Is this going to be a video of a rocket with a fucking mouse on? Seriously, is this what we're reducing this week?
I hope
Is it
so.
Paul, I need to pour another beer. I can hear the laughter. You fucking
Oh shit!
That's really evil laughter.
Right, can we go ahead with it?
Why has he got a double piece on his microphone, but also wearing a pentagram?
That's weird.
Pick one. You can't have both.
You're gonna love this, man.
Yeah,
He kills with love.
Yeah. I do want to say, Professor, I am really sorry you had to come in on this one this week because I believe you had a bit of a problem with your liver last week and the amount of scotch you drank with little Riley's thesis. You're going to need more. And more surgery.
It's, I'm with Booper, it's fine.
Only a joke for the Brits.
All right, shall we let him keep going?
Yeah. Let the evil Birdman talk.
to chew on wiring and insulation. All mice and rats do that. They all do it. They're all guilty of it. And we know this. This is a fact, okay? This is something that is not in dispute. But what I'm going to show you is a very special rat. A very interesting rat. Because this rat can do the impossible. So, without further ado, let's get into it. We'll be right back after these messages.
Yeah.
Alrighty, folks, we're going to watch a little clip here.
Oh, fuck off.
And let's
throw it away.
Right. So here's the thing, right? There's so many reasons why the space mouse is ridiculous, right? Its size, the fact that it's in space and apparently breathing in a vacuum, how it could ever make its way to the launch pad and not immediately jump away when there's a huge explosion nearby. so many factors, right? But it in my mind, if I try to get into the conspiracist mindset, they're thinking none of this is real at all. It's all just a prop. So that engine is in fact much smaller than it appears to be, and it's not in space at all. So a mouse wandered into the set. But here's the problem with that. Edit that part out.
And,
well, my
mouse is the size of a goat.
That's just it. The size is irrelevant if that prop engine is smaller than it appears to be on camera.
That's true. That's true.
But if you're going to fake the background and fake anything else and fake basically the entire launch apart from this motor, why not just fake the fucking motor and make the entire thing fucking CGI? Why have one real fucking motor that something's going to crawl across, pre-record it, and then leave something fucking crawling across it? That's flurf logic.
And that's the best part, because in today's day and age, you can pull off that looking like a live signal even though it's pre-recorded. You just broadcast a pre-recorded thing live. It's very simple. So yeah, why leave that in the edit? No matter which way you slice this theory, it makes no sense whatsoever.
Let's let this guy go for a minute. I can't wait to hear the stupidity that's about to fly through that fucking cheap microphone.
see what we see, all right? Okay. All right. You guys saw what I saw. You guys saw what I saw. And I went back and watched the original launch video. And what you see is you see little pieces of insulation go flying away. All right. And I'm like, but that's strange. Insulation shouldn't be flying off of that craft. Because that would be a serious security breach. That would indicate that there's a breach in the hull, right? Yeah.
Say it. Do it. Do it.
Okay. Absolutely fucking not. Shit flies off of rockets all the time. You ever heard of the Columbia? Yeah, the reason it blew up is because shit flew off of the rocket and hit the shuttle. Like, these systems are not these flawless magical machines that have no downsides whatsoever. And a bit of insulation flying off a rocket, probably not a big deal. You know, depending on where it is and everything. But also, it's not insulation, it's ice. Hence the fact that you didn't play the part of the video where it melts and disappears.
Yeah.
See, that was going to be my next question to you. What's the chances of that being ice? For you to come out that and like, I was going to do the whole thing of let's turn to our spaceman and ask if it was ice, but you spoilt it all, Kennedy. God damn you.
Yeah, I have that effect.
That's why we love you.
Tragic history with the Kennedy name.
I genuinely didn't see what he was talking about. Could somebody please explain? Because all I see is a toothless man talking.
There was a little thing that went near the engine and moved. And that was about it. And if you've got really, really bad eyesight or really, really bad pareidolia, it could possibly have been a rodent that was of ginormous size. So something from The Princess's Bride, which somebody in this room still needs to fucking watch.
Okay, but it's in space.
It's in space.
So it can't be a rat.
That's the one.
No, it's a space.
What the hell is wrong with this man? Is he Florida man as well? This Florida man gets around.
Love it. Love it.
There is a reason. I may not have said this as clearly. He's a previous Dafoe winner. Dafoe being the annual Dumb Fuck of the Year award.
Ah, well, a title he seems to have earned.
I would say so.
Perfect.
With great applause.
Oh, more stupid. Anyone? Any more points? Aimee, anything we need to know, or are we straight on for more points?
Yeah, I don't know. This guy's just, like you said, toothless man talking about ice. But
I mean, this is the stupidest thing I've ever seen. Have we broken critical?
So many rocket launches, and it's just some crud.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
What do you think this guy does for a living? I'm guessing he's a human tester for fucking machines, but you know, that's just me.
I think he chews insulation for a living, personally.
He can probably tell you the R value in 3 chews.
Well, I've caught a couple of his videos not too long ago, and one of them was on the move. Elon Musk's plan to move the human 40 million people to Mars, and how that's not going to work because it's all about the conspiracy theory. He is a conspiracy nut job. He really is crazy on that shit.
We will be visiting again, guaranteed.
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean,
probably a colonoscopy coming up?
But where's the lie, though? Elon Musk does want to send a bunch of people to Mars. It's called colonization. It's going to be awesome.
I'd love to go.
Yeah, but are we sure he just didn't pick people he doesn't like?
No, because Nathan Oakley's not on the fucking spaceship. Oh, nor are the heads of Ford, BMW, or anyone like that. If he was picking to get rid of people, he just put all the other heads of car manufacturers. Hey, you've won a free trip to Mars. Fuck off.
Well, if the last guy was a cinder block, what is this guy? A fucking mud brick?
A turnip.
He's alive. He's a live wire. That's what he does for a living. He finds live wires with his mouth. Is this one live, Bob? Wait a minute, let me check. Oh, yep, that one is.
I think he's the sock that is under my my bed.
Oh.
He's a teenager sock. I can't do it. No.
I can.
Just because he sort of looks a bit crusty, I suppose.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's let the Egyptian mud brick continue.
For fuck's sake!
When you got insulation flying off of anything, that means there's a hole somewhere, and insulation's flying out, right? Okay, so when you watch the actual launch video, you see these little pieces of insulation. They'll come out and they'll fly away because they got a fan blowing on this damn thing. So you see the little pieces of insulation, and the little piece of insulation will fly away. And then, after a few pieces of insulation fly away, you see our little buddy, the white rat here. He comes out, he looks around, and he looks and sees what's going on. And then he feels the wind from that fan blowing on him, and so he runs back into the end of the ship. And there is no question.
So now he's the mouse whisperer, and he knows what it's thinking?
I want to ask, if the fan's powerful enough to blow off the insulation, I'm doing the quotation marks there, how the fuck do you not blow the rat off the pure steel surface that's going to have no grip for the fucking rat to start with? What the fuck's the rat holding on to with the fans that are that powerful?
Well, no, the rat was bitten by a radioactive spider, and it can stick. It's okay.
Well, is he trying to present the same stuff that the so-called mouse or rat is made of is actually insulation when it looks the exact same of his said mouse?
They were all mice.
They were all mice. They just fell off the thing with the insulation. Fuck off.
I still don't understand his argument about insulation. It doesn't make any sense at all, because he seems to think that loose insulation means a hull breach. There's insulation all over rockets. It's everywhere. It's on every friggin' layer of them. Like, there's thermal blankets on the outside. One of those could have fallen off.
Right.
Doesn't make any sense.
No one show him being ablative. Blow his mind.
Well, I was going to ask Kevin a question. In these internal stages for the motors, do they have any protection from motors from the frame from each stage to protect for any vibration damage or anything like that?
I can't say for sure, but I would imagine so.
So the chances it could just be something as simple as a piece of that. Doesn't even need to be insulation, then it could be anti-vibration stuff to stop the cone getting damaged or anything. I'm assuming here and just asking you just in case you knew, but yeah.
It could be anything.
Yeah, Barman, I'll just try and bring this back on track. Kevin, the rockets use a hydrogen-oxygen a fuel-oxygen mix. So basically, this oxygen is being built up, and sometimes there's a valve, and it will actually get the pressure too great, and the valve will open up, and a little bit of oxygen will seep out. But in space, that oxygen actually icifies, or turns into an ice brick around the valve. Right. And after a little bit of vibration and everything, that oxygen ice, will actually fall off. And that's what he's looking at in reality.
Yes.
And he does not get it.
Right. He doesn't at all. In fact, because this isn't the first time something like this has been seen and this claim has been made. And in one particular launch, you can see the ice form and kind of move around the rim of the burner, and then it just melts and disappears.
Yep, it does.
In the chat there, P.E. Nice in Hand says, as Rick James said, cocaine is a hell of a drug.
Oh, love it. Absolutely love it.
Well, should we let the cocaine warrior continue?
Do it.
There is no question that this is fake as hell. If you're still believing in all this space shit that we're going to the moon and Mars and all that, no, man, no. It's fake as hell. There is no doubt about it. But you know, when I seen the little mouse there, man, I couldn't resist. It's like, holy shit, I got to do a video on this one, because if this does not prove to you that this shit's fake as a $3 bill, I give up. I don't know what else to tell. I mean, you saw the mouse. He comes running out. He looks around, feels the wind.
If that's the best you've got, I don't know how you expect to convince anyone. Like, because even people who show deceptive edits, there's a really popular TV edit of some astronauts on the ISS where there's a fade and it looks like the astronaut just disappears. And people will use that as evidence that the ISS is fake, because that is an edited clip. They just don't tell you that it's edited by television. That is more convincing than this mouse on the rim of a rocket. And that's not convincing either.
This mouse on a rim of a rocket. That's a song that didn't get written in 1974.
Well, I challenge you to write it now.
I could in about 5 minutes.
Did you just say the mouse was rimming the rocket?
No, that was 84.
He ate it for and then rimmed it. What?
Coming up next, a classic from 1975.
Yeah. You know, when we dive into these moments, we need a toilet flush sound.
We do. But I want to correct Kevin on that. It's not coming up from 1974 or whatever. Coming up from 1969. Rimming the rockets.
Oh, dear. By Elton John.
Oh, baby. Oh, that's funny.
Fucking hell.
All right, shall we hand it back to the cocaine cowboy? Dun, dun.
That fan blowing on him, he's like, oh, I don't like wind. And he goes hiding right back into the engine again. Big old white mouse. All right. And like I said, if you go back and watch the original launch video, which I just did just a minute ago, you'll see bits and pieces of insulation go flying away from where this mouse, whatever it is biting on the insulation. And that wind is grabbing those pieces of insulation as he's biting them, and it's flinging them out, you know. Because, see, they gotta have a fan blowing on this thing to make it appear real, right? And so they got this big old huge Hollywood fan blowing on this damn thing. All right, and so as the mouse is chewing on that insulation, bits of insulation go flying out, and you can watch it in the actual launch video if it's still on YouTube. You can watch it, and you see these bits and pieces of insulation, and I'm like, that can't be good. I mean, that means there's a breach in the hull if there's insulation flying away, right? So even if you try to maintain that the mouse isn't real, I still got your ass, because in order for that insulation to go flying away, there has to be a breach in the hull somewhere, which is extremely dangerous, which means the ship would have exploded. I mean, remember your space science folks? Anything explode?
I'm trying to remember.
If there's a hull breach, that means the ship will explode? No. That's not what depressurization is.
See, that's Hollywood depressurization.
Yeah.
Right. That's a breach in the hull directed by Michael Bay.
Yeah, he probably believes every car that crashes into a wall at 30 miles an hour explodes on impact, right?
I'm trying to remember that. Was this the clip? Was this launch the one where they launched the Tesla into space?
No, it was more recently than that.
Oh, oh, right. Because I know there was the one from the Tesla space launch that had the mouse on, and then everyone on the most recent thingy launch was like, "Oh yes, look, there's a mouse." It's fucking not. It doesn't even look like one. It's square to start with. But yeah, if it had been off the Tesla one, that wasn't a pressurized launch vehicle anyway. I mean, no one cared if the car was in a pressurized environment, so who cared?
Well, Barman, there was a guy in the seat. How could he breathe without air pressure?
It was fine. That was the real Trump. So we're now left with the real Trump.
Oh, now we're left with his lizard duplicate.
Yes.
It's same thing happened with Paul McCartney and the Beatles.
Oh, don't get into that conspiracy, because at least that one's more amusing than flat fucking Earth.
A good way to hide the body, though, isn't it? Stick it in a Tesla and throw it into space.
Yeah.
Certainly more economical than concrete shoes, right?
I would like to point out that a long time ago I was a legal advisor on that film A Few Good Men, you remember, with Jack Nicholson, and he couldn't handle the truth. And they had a mouse problem in the studio there, and they used a remarkable piece of technology called a mouse trap to get rid of the mouse. And I'm assuming NASA's budget is a little bit higher than Warner Brothers' budget for A Few Good Men, even with Jack Nicholson.
Were they those mice that are like the size of goats, or were they just mice?
Oh, they were Filipino mice, so they were a little bit sort of odd-looking, and some wore dresses. It was very confusing.
Phuket Word would love that.
Oh God, that's funny.
Tom Cruise converted some to Scientology, and those mice went and lived in Clearwater in Florida for a while. Joined the Sea Org for 1 billion years and carried on. They invaded the IRS. They're the ones that are responsible for getting into those filing cabinets they didn't have the keys for.
I still want to point out the point I pointed out at the start. If you're going to use a green screen for the background and a green screen and sound noises for the everything else, why not just green screen? Not even green screen the whole lot, just CGI the whole lot. Why do you need the prop to start with? This whole idea is stupid. Why have you got a giant Hollywood fan? It makes no sense. And if you're pre-recording it, why the fuck are you letting a mouse crawl on it, you fucking knob?
I think he should have started this video by saying, look, I know nothing about rockets, but, and then gone on from there.
Oh, no, hold on. Or mice.
Oh, no. He already knows that mice apparently exist by eating insulation on wires, which has something to do with the nozzles on the end of a rocket for some reason.
And evolution has seen fit to make them perfect for space travel.
Do you think he's got a bit of a mouse problem in his house that he's taking out on this video and saying, look, they've destroyed my house, so I'm going to try and destroy them on this video?
I think he considers them to be his equals.
I think this is Daniel Pratt's father.
Quite probably.
To piggyback on Dick saying mice are evolved for space travel, little known fact, that tardigrades in space experiment, actually tiny mice.
Yeah, true.
Didn't they use tardigrades in Discovery to jump the whatever that fucking ship was called?
I didn't see it.
Yes, giant tardigrades that went along the network.
That's the one.
I was going to say, are you sure these aren't pan-dimensional beings flying the rockets?
I would like to see a size comparison between a tardigrade and this guy's actual brain. I think they're pretty close.
Tardigrade's bigger.
Yeah, oh, for sure. But by how much? I'm thinking at least 50%, right?
Oh, yeah, 50 to 75%.
I think that's mostly the legs, though, isn't it, with the tardigrades in his brain?
The legs are 50% bigger than his brain?
I'm picturing the comparison between a tardigrade and this guy's brain, and it's like one of those star-size comparison shots where you can't even see the smaller one.
Oh, I love them, where they show like the biggest star and then show our star next to you. You're like, oh,
it's a pixel.
Wait, Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito and twins.
Hold on. I'd just like Aimee to read out 274727's comment. Aimee?
Here.
Oh,
sorry,
Aimee.
took my head mute button. He says, let's not presuppose the existence of a flurf brain. Is that the one?
Oh god, that's so funny.
We are making a tremendous assumption here.
Well, in that case, I would like to say it's remarkable what the human body can achieve while in a vegetative state.
Oh, God.
Does Von Helden have much left, do you think?
I hope not.
I didn't think he had much to start with.
Oh,
it's worse. I've just read the notes. This video is actually 9 minutes and 28 seconds long.
So he has some. Well, maybe he'll at least show the footage again. And I'll say if he does show the footage again, we should slow it down.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, I too want to see this mouse, and I want to see the look of sheer surprise on its face to find itself in space all of a sudden.
Goes to space, goes boom. All right, so if there was a breach in the hull, that ship would have exploded. All right, even without the mouse, that ship would have exploded. That's just what they tell us what happens in space. Okay, well, the ship didn't explode, and we all saw the mouse for ourselves, did we not? Yes. Now, like I said, if you go back and watch the launch video, you'll see little pieces of white insulation go flying away from where they got this huge-ass Hollywood fan blowing on the damn thing. And then as the mouse chews on that insulation, it grabs that insulation and flings it out, you know. So you get to see that shit. So obviously they're not in space. Unless, of course, unless you're going to insist that mice can breathe in space, this obviously was a fake. It was a setup. Okay? That's the only conclusion you can come to. That's the only conclusion you can come to. And you can't say it's a piece of debris, because if it was a piece of debris, it would have flown away like all the other pieces did, but it didn't do that, did it? No, it crawled back in there. But you could easily see it's a mouse. I mean, there's no question. There's no question it's a mouse. All right, and he goes scurrying back in there to hide again. Thank you, Mr. Mouse, because without you, I don't think I could get anybody to believe that this shit's fake, but thanks to one mouse. Isn't it interesting? Wasn't it a mouse that saved the day in fucking Avengers Endgame? I think it was, wasn't it? Wasn't it one? Or Avengers Infinity Wars, one or the other? I think it was a mouse. A mouse goes crawling on the...
Okay, good. I'm not having a stroke, because up until he mentioned Avengers, I thought I was having a stroke, and I was experiencing the same 30 seconds of life over and over and over again. Because it seems like he just keeps repeating the same, like, 2 points.
He does.
It's
Welcome to the Von Helton video.
It's a trip. I don't like it. I feel sick.
You know what I think happened? I think he was walking down the street and he walked into the spray of some spray glue, and then at the next door that was open, somebody was like beating up a stuffed animal and all the stuffing kind of stuck to his face, because that's not a real beard.
I think he may be the only living human result of the only chemtrail experiment that ever took place, possibly. I mean, this is genuinely, I know I'm putting on a stupid voice for the purpose of this, but this is genuinely the stupid thing I've ever
I've got to say, Andrew, you've been doing brilliant tonight. Well done, mate.
Oh, yeah.
Very well, young man. No,
But I am genuinely drinking Scotch, so I'm becoming less anxious as time goes on. I have to go to the kitchen to get some more. Excuse me.
Hello to Barbara.
I would like to point out that this mouse that comes across the engine doesn't actually turn round. It backs up. Because I've got a video of this going now, of the actual video, and the mouse comes out, the mouse, and then just suddenly backs up. Yes, that makes lots of sense, that the mouse isn't going to fucking turn round. Why would a mouse walk backwards? I've never seen a mouse walk backwards in my entire life. I've had pet gerbils, mice, and all sorts, and I've never fucking seen one work backwards. They fucking turn round.
I think it was moonwalking because it was so happy to be on the rocket.
Yeah. I've actually got another clip here with 10 times speed up that shows building up of ice above the motor, and because it's 10 times speed up, you actually see it building up quite nicely. I'll put the link in chat on my side, and if someone can drop it in chat, because I've not got YouTube chat open.
We have a monkey.
Yay, monkey. Maybe.
Oh dear.
Monkey, you're muted.
I fucking know that. I'm trying to unmute you, plums. I mean, come on, like,
You're
that's
welcome.
a simple mistake. But look at you lot. I've been trying to fucking join this meet for about fucking 20 minutes. Are you lot blind, or are you just as stupid as those fucking idiots that we have to fucking deal with online? I mean, come on. I mean, we have a team now. I thought we had a right good team together. But no, you couldn't even, I mean, people say you couldn't fucking arrange a piss up in the brewery. You couldn't even arrange going to the fucking toilet, you lot.
Who let that fucking thing out of its cage tonight?
fuck's sake, man.
Yeah, Dick, weren't you supposed to be cleaning his cage?
No, not me tonight. No.
Yeah, no, I'm waiting for someone to clean it so I can shit in it.
Well, we've been listening to some shit, that's for sure. So.
Yeah, that I don't doubt, mate. I mean, I had a very unexpected night. I had all sorts of plans, and they all went out the window. But fucking, I just about dragged my ass here at the last minute. You know, I mean, picking that fucking lock to the cage wasn't easy. You twat, who lost the key anyway?
The key was actually in your supper. You would have found it in a few more hours once you had something to fling against the wall.
Or one of you might have found it in your face. So yeah, man, what's going on then? Idiots, as usual.
Yeah, this twat is the one of the guy. He's going on about the mouse on the rocket. It's pretty fun.
Well, is it?
Should we go back? Should we go back to the beginning and show him the mouse on the rocket?
A mouse and a rocket. I mean, like,
yeah,
you almost have to fucking. I mean, I've never ever heard them two words put together before. Yeah. A mouse and a rocket. Never. I've never heard of a monkey in space, a dog in space, a mouse and a rocket. That's almost like the sort of thing a child would do with a firework and a parent want.
It's rather funny. It's on the outside of the rocket during launch, and it's just hanging out.
Well, okay, cool. Yeah, all right. It survived. I mean, fucking hell. I mean, a rocket launch is pretty fucking violent, isn't it? That's what I thought. Anyway, I haven't been on one personally, but they look fucking violent.
Yeah, no, this mouse has got it, man. You wait. Here, let's play it. Let's play it.
Go for it. Go for it.
Alrighty, folks, we're going to watch a little clip here. And let's see what we see, all right? Okay. All right. You guys saw what I saw. You guys saw what I saw.
That was it, Monkey.
So what did you see, Monkey?
Well, I didn't see what he saw. I don't know what he fucking saw. I mean, I honestly, I'm actually lost for words. The guy, I don't think he knew what he saw. Did he know what he see?
Oh, he thinks he saw a mouse.
Yeah, but like,
yeah,
I didn't see a mouse surviving this. I mean,
I quote, he says, I mean, there's no doubt that it's a mouse. I mean, that's obvious.
Yeah, clearly. Yeah, it's clearly a mouse. I mean, that mouse is sat next to the butterfly. Didn't you see the butterfly? Just, I mean, its wings were flapping a bit because it was going quite fast. But, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, I hope that no mice were harmed in the making of this video. That's all I can say. You know, being a member of the animal community and all, although you lot are fucking animals anyway. Fucking way you treat us lot, man. And then you have the fucking gall to say you're not animals, and then this guy, well, I mean, oh my word. Yeah, I saw the mouse clearly enjoying itself, actually. Has it got an email address? I'd like to have a chat with it. You see how it got on? Because I've never been strapped to the side of a rocket and survived that.
Did you see what was in the mouse's hand? I couldn't tell if it was a pina colada or maybe another type of drink, but I'm pretty sure I saw an umbrella. So it's definitely a fancy cocktail.
It was definitely a cocktail of some kind, yeah. I definitely saw that. And I swear, right, that fucking mouse was smoking a cigarette as well. And not just smoking a cigarette, but it even had a fucking, like, you know, one of them cigarette the things you put on the end of a cigarette. Someone in the chat will tell me what that's called. I mean, you sort of stick your cigarette to look posh, you know, a bit like
cool chicks in black and white movies had them.
That's it. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, I even saw one of them.
That's
he's a
one of the
classy
plastic holders that Cruella de Vil has.
That's the one, yeah, because he passed it to the butterfly.
Oh, that was Canadian tobacco then.
Oh, must have been. I mean, I can't tell the difference. I'm always drunk.
Well, so I think we've caught Judd up.
Yeah. Thanks. That was brilliant. Yeah. Carry on then. Is there more of this shit? There's got to be in there.
Should we, Tatty, should we skip back to where we were and let this thing close out what it was saying?
We definitely cannot. But we definitely cannot replay it all because I am not staring into infinity again.
It's fine. I've seen enough. The guy is clearly confused about what's going on around him, and you know, and there could be a number of reasons why, and I'm not going to go into that. But yeah, this isn't. You know, I mean, there's a lot of people making crap videos, and this is one of them.
I was quite enjoying watching him gum his way through understanding what the hell he's looking at.
That mouth of his is a hole that gets a lot of glory.
That mouth of his reminds me of my Aunt June for reasons I won't go into.
It is a mouth then, is it? I thought it was an anus hole. And I thought every time he spoke, it stank like shit.
It's a common misconception.
Yeah, he definitely likes to talk through the balloon knot. Well, let's let him flurf a bit more.
Yeah, man, he's rocking.
Anybody to believe that this shit's fake, but thanks to one mouse. Isn't it interesting? Wasn't it a mouse that saved the day in fucking Avengers Endgame? I think it was, wasn't it? Wasn't it or Avengers Infinity Wars, one or the other? I think it was a mouse. A mouse goes crawling on the that quantum thing and brings the Ant-Man back or some shit. So once again, a mouse has saved the day and shown us that this is all BS, man. Because thank you, Mr. Mouse, you have done me a great favor. But yeah, you can easily see it's a mouse because it goes scurrying away, and it's not debris or that big ass Hollywood fan would have blown it out.
I'm sorry. I was going to say, if no one gongs this, pause it and tell it to fuck off. It's fucking ridiculous, man. The mouse saved the day. What did the mouse do? Fucking pray and cure some fucking disease or something? I mean, there's all sorts of weird shit at the moment. The mouse saved the day.
It looked like it may have gone on a spacewalk to grab the insulation that had been falling off the rocket. I think that might be what it means.
Well, I mean, yeah, that would have been absolutely fucking tragic. So, yeah, I suppose you could say that mouse fucking saved the day.
Mighty Mouse is on the way.
Oh, my word. Shit, it just gets worse. The stuff we watch gets worse, doesn't it? Is it me?
No, it's not. It's Colin and Tatty, actually.
Yeah, you fucking tossers.
We love you, Joe.
Yeah, wait until I put my hand. You might think differently.
I'll tell you, I've got a tennis racket. I'll be batting it back.
Oh, that's all right then. Yeah, cool, man. Yeah, that could be a new game. See, everyone just runs, and it's boring. But I mean, if you're prepared to play, let's play.
You really don't want to bat with holes in it.
Tennis rackets don't help me that much because I can make some pretty runny shits if you like, and that puts me at an advantage that you might not actually even get back to me. Well, I don't know. I suppose it depends. Like, I mean, with density and buoyancy, it might actually get back to me, but I don't know how that works. Depends. If you're flat, I can do the runniest shit on the planet. Well, it won't be a planet, will it? Be a pizza. I could do the runniest shit on the pizza, and you'd get it back to me. But the fact that we live on a globe and there's all sorts of physics going on, I'll do a runny shit, and you're going to lose me. So you want to get something better? Try a baseball bat. You're more chance with that. Well.
Yeah, probably. Joe, I just wanted to point something out that we've got Professor Blue Tits in the chat with us right now, and if you mention density and buoyancy too much, he might decide to drink too much scotch again.
Oh, man. Well, as long as he doesn't drink his own piss.
Oh, for God's sake.
Well, I do
Damn,
produce.
Does it not?
I do produce 40% proof, so I definitely could switch.
Oh right, oh, that's cool actually. Can after the show, could I get your email address, please?
It depends how aged you would like to prefer it.
I don't care. I'm not looking about how old it is, what it tastes like. It's the there's a percentage number on there.
Well, there's other options as well. Do you want it in an oak barrel, a maple barrel, an old wine barrel? What sort of thing we after?
Just straight into my mouth is fine.
Oh God.
Jeez.
Well, I mean, warm. That's the point. Actually, yeah. Put it in a bowl first and put it in the fridge for a bit. Yeah, because that'll ruin it. Especially
a monkey that likes his scotch at body temperature is the sort of monkey I can get behind, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I see.
Oh. I would have volunteered to have Barbara bring it over, but I got a call a moment ago. She went up in the lift, and unfortunately, the sudden change in air pressure caused her boil to explode. So there needs to be a mopping going on.
I have got one question. What did it taste like?
What, the boil?
Yeah.
You'd have to ask Barbara. I don't have a clue.
Oh, you didn't try it. Oh, right. See, I'd have been straight on that. Yeah. See, it's like, sometimes I'll climb onto my mum's back, and she's got all sorts crawling in her head. And I sort of, some of it moves, so I eat that, and some of it bursts, so I just lick that.
I'm starting to fear
and then my mum would climb on my back and do the same, but that's what monkeys do, you see. We like that shit. It's like I suppose you fucking humans just like having a hug,
Well, no, I think we'll find that us humans don't get involved in monkey business.
Clearly not. Clearly not, but fucking, I get into all sorts of monkey business, and trust me, don't knock it till you try it, bro.
Well, I suppose if your family does constitute a buffet, everything is permissible.
Absolutely. Oh yeah, I mean, I don't get full up. I mean, it's more a starter, Yeah, I mean, there's not much crawling in my mum's head. Trust me, There's not a fucking. I'm not pulling out deer and fucking cows here. I'm talking fleas and some other white things that I don't know what they are. And then there's these maggot things. They're quite nice actually, but they're normally she gets them when she's been swimming. But they're nice, they are. But yeah. Fucking, you should try it.
Okay.
This has gone somewhere uncomfortable. First, I'd like to apologize for the tragic death of your mother, I assume, if you're picking back out of there.
I do feel like we need, because haven't we got an after show? Have we got an after show tonight on Tuesday, Monday?
Yes. We're coming up on time. So what we should do is get around the table for wrap-ups and stuff, I think, Mr. Barman.
Right. Well, in which case, Dick, I'm going to start with you. Dick, give us some rap.
Well, let's see. First of all, if you have to wake up in the morning to brush your tooth, you might be a flurfidiot. That was unbelievable, that last guy with that paste-on beard, because there's no way that was grown by a human being that actually has a pulse. That's not possible. And that other guy with the channel Flat Earth Tests, it should be Flat Earth Fails, because literally he is leading the way of stupidity. I bet his first guest is going to be Flat Earth Fokker, because that guy's a fucking idiot too. And if we go back to the first one he did with the tape measure thing, seriously, he would have done the world a better favor had he just kept his head up his own rectum and stayed at home. What the fuck are you thinking? Listen, people, and listen good. Fuck nuggets think the world is flat. Fuck nuggets experiment to show it to you. And fuck nuggets think mice ride rockets. Don't be a fuck nugget.
I'll tell you what, though, Dick, you can fucking eat fuck nuggets, though. They're not as nice as what crawls on my mum's head.
Oh, terrible. That was a good wrapper, but a terrible rap. Kevin, can you give us a better rap on the rapper?
No, you broke me. Von Helton made me feel like I was having a stroke.
Oh, good God.
Flat Earth Tests was so unbelievably stupid from the off. Like, it's so they can't follow their own rules worth shit. And so to see them, like, they're always complaining about science is not man-made objects. You can't use man-made objects to prove science. So let's take a tape measure and put it over a road.
Drag it around.
This is what we're up against, folks. This, 30 years ago, people were saying, I bet in the future we'll have hover cars. And now and people of today are saying, I think the earth is flat. What the hell happened? Giant meteor 2020 ended already.
It's that meme. It's that meme that goes, scientists in the 90s, we've cloned a sheep, we've put a rocket on Mars. Scientists in the 2000s, for the last time, don't fucking eat Tide Pods and the world isn't fucking flat, you knobhead. Krafty Keelah, do you have a rap for us?
I'm about as rap friendly as MC Toon, so no. But Cinderblock guy, gah, someone should pull him out of his misery ASAP. And Rocket Mouse, if you're going to show it Rocket Mouse and not have Rocket Man in the background adapted to it, then fuck off.
Well, even that, or just an actual picture of Mighty Mouse, fuck's sake.
Yeah.
Mighty Mouse.
I love it.
We all want to sing that, don't we?
Oh, we do.
But they're not even being creative anymore.
It isn't, no. Aimee, can we have some rap from you, please, chick?
Oh, sure. How about a wrap up? I can't rap either. No. But the first guy, his name is Brian Leakey. He's been around on some of the Flat Earth channels. He's got some anger issues when he debates. He's just like a pigeon who goes around on the chessboard and knocks the pieces off and then poops all over the place. That's what he reminds me of. The second guy, I don't remember his name, so I'm just going to call him Sergeant Schultz on that. Sorry. And, he was just so dumb and everything. That's right. He was just so dumb. So real bad. No, there are no mice in space. So, but I do want to thank Critical Cripple and Andrew Clark for both coming on tonight. Thank you so much. This has been so much fun. My tummy hurts now because I've been laughing so hard. So thank you both, and stay tuned for some great shows coming up. Thank you.
Thank you, Aimee. Colon, you've got to have some rap for us. God's sake, someone's got to have some.
Well, what can we say? Brian Leakey, and Van Helton. Pain, and freaking painful. I've really loved tonight because Professor Blue Tits Andrew Clark has been on. I've loved his little rants through on the Riley papers. And I proved one thing about tonight. More scotch is needed. More scotch.
More scotch. Scotch for the win. Tatty, give us some Scottish wisdom on the scotch and the rapper.
I'll definitely rap, but you need to fucking beatbox, you bastard. But no, wisdom on the Scots, make sure it's a fucking Islay. Other than that, no, I have to say the two fuckwits that we've been subjected to tonight.
We're not fuckwits.
I was talking about the not two in the normal Shills panel, to be honest with you, but but no, the two arseholes you've seen in the three videos tonight, man. I mean, fucking hell, it's almost as if we've tried to experiment what happens if you cross a cum stain with a fucking skid mark.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
For fuck's sake. Oh, love it. Monkey, I know you joined us late, but before I turn to my guest, give us your best 35-second rant. Or not. You're muted, Monkey.
Yeah, I believe he's flinging shit at passing buses.
I think that's probably what he's up to.
He's doing his Flurf impression. His Flurfs can't take.
They can't take. We'll come back to Monkey. Critical Cripple, give us a little wrap-up, please, matey.
We need a large stick with confirmation bias written on the side of it, and then you just keep hitting them until they get it.
Yay!
Fuck!
Oh, there's a monkey. Go on, monkey. You got 35 seconds.
I said all sorts of shit, but I'm going to have to keep it short. You asked for a rap, so here we go. Let's get down to business. I can't stand all these fucking twats. What is this? There must be a monkey in town. Let me shit in my hand and throw it at all these Egypts.
Yay! Someone gave me a rap. And last but not least, Andrew, give us your wrap-up of this evening, if you can manage, with all the Scots you've had to partake.
Well, I would like to say I've had a lovely evening. I didn't know about Flat Earth until I read that fucking ridiculous paper. But I would like to point out that at the end of the First World War, we learnt that shell shock was actually a concussive brain injury, and the worst we got out of that was poetry. These days, it would appear that brain injuries result in the kind of nonsense we've seen today. Oh, how civilization has fallen.
Oh, love it. Thank you very much. And then, as I believe, we've got a wrap-up over on Cheesemonder's channel with some nice after-show. Hopefully, there are lovely mods are posting a link for that now, so we shall meet you all over there. And I'll have the closing remarks of his name is Brian Leakey. His brain is a little weaky. He fucked a duck and ate a mouse, and he's still a little freaky. Thank you very much, everyone. We shall see you on the wrap-up on Cheesemonder's channel. Enjoy the night. We've been the Shills. It's been an awesome night. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe down below. We do have one missing video for tonight, which I think would have been fun, which would have been Crazy Chick Flips out in Barnes & Nobles. If you want us to see us do that next chat, put it in the comments down below. Tell us how much you wanted to do it, and we'll get Monkey to a special rap about it. Thank you very much.
Catch you on the flip side.
Good night, fellow babies.
Bye.
Good night, everyone. Thank you so much.
And